squad that has evolved around the genius of one man, founder and head coach Paul Brown. The Bengals desperately needed a miracle for victory. Built around the protection of tackles Vernon Holland, Rufus Mays, and Al Crevice, guards John Shinners and Dave Lapham, and center Bob Johnson, quarterback Ken Anderson was an aerial artist, rushing secondaries with stunning greatness, adding scope and consistency to one of the NFL's finest arms. Number 14's Thunderbolts made him the NFL's all-time leading passer in only his 6th season. It's safe to say that the best is still yet to come for this remarkable talent. As the Cincinnati Bengals passed through the fire of the 1979 campaign, their traditional strengths remained constant. Paramount among them, quarterback Ken Anderson. While continuing to maintain the lowest interception rate in NFL history, Anderson distributed his passes to a dozen different receivers.
Cincinnati's next possession, however, would prove to be the game winner. Where others may have folded before the Browns' sudden strike comeback, the Bengals, now a big game toughened team, did not.
Behind playbook perfect pass protection by his offensive line, Ken Anderson overcame the elements in a 10-7 Steeler lead by passing for more than 300 yards, more than 200 of which came in the second half, with the entire season hanging in the balance. Billy Brooks caught 6 passes for 166 yards.
Bounce. Harris. Yeah. ML Harris comes down with it in the end zone.
What a beautiful touch on that pass.
That was beautiful. That was lovely. Nice catch by Harris, but the ball was laid right over a linebacker, right in his hand. All right. Cincinnati shortens it up once again.
What a game.
I love it. At Verano, Greg liked what he saw when he got the head coaching job at Cincinnati. He did not forget ML Harris. That's really pretty.
Beautifully thrown ball.
Throw the ball. He really can.
The Bengals pulled out all the stops.
It was Anderson to Archie Griffin, to John McDaniel, to Ken Anderson, to Bob Trumpy, and the old flea flicker had won another big one for the Bengals.
But precisely thrown passes to sure-handed receivers on Sunday win more football games than Monday's statistical rankings. And Isaac Curtis into a symphony of defeat for the Seattle Seahawks. 100 yards and a touchdown by this duo.
In the third quarter, Johnson romped again for 38 yards, bringing his stats for the game to 237 total yards on offense. And that was enough to overcome the Chargers.
Given his chance, John McDaniel was ready. Suddenly, a player who had fielded but 2 passes during successive seasons was looting the world champion Oakland Raiders.
Coslet, motion, broke back, stay in for protection. We're going deep. Man open. Oh, and what a catch by John McDaniel. Now we know why he's in there.
John McDaniel set club records this night with 9 catches for 201 yards. But Weldy's feet signaled a belated arrival for one young Bengal.
Again teaming with Isaac Curtis from 45 yards out. The Bengals won going away 24-14 and heading toward a showdown with the Steelers this week.
But the biggest play of the game was an Anderson bomb to Pat McInally, which gave the Bengals a 17-10 lead and an all-important 31-30 edge over Pittsburgh in the season series between the two. The Bengals had finally broken the Steelers' 3-year jinx. The Bengals desperately needed a miracle for victory. Tradition beckoned a team founded upon individual strengths geared for the whole. A concept which has made these men consistent winners. Anderson led an offense which rolled up well over 400 yards, and the Cincinnati Express appeared to be back on the track.
Goal and a 50-yard Anderson bomb to rookie Isaac Curtis cut the lead to 14 points.
On the team and included a 52-yard touchdown against the Washington Redskins. Cincinnati fans witnessed a record 47-point uprising against San Diego. String of 6 games, which would see the Bengals lay claim to an unbeaten title as the offense grabbed the headlines and sounded the trumpet of a potential champion.
Here it appeared that Fred McNeil, number 54, had a clear path to Ken Anderson. But a block by Archie Griffin, number 45, gave Anderson just enough time to find lonesome Don Bass. Following the 14-0 Bengals victory, it would be difficult to convince Bud Grant that Riverfront Stadium isn't haunted.
Ken Anderson threw only 4 passes in the first half and completed all 4, 3 of them for touchdowns. 2 of those to blossoming star wide receiver Billy Brooks. The only other Bengal to catch a pass was rookie tight end Jim Corbett, who caught 2, one of them a touchdown, as the Bengals finally pulled themselves above 500 for the season at 6-5 after 11 games.
Quarterback Ken Anderson doesn't get much publicity, but he's a winner. Last Sunday, Anderson's pinpoint passing pierced the Browns secondary for 263 yards. Anderson scored 1 touchdown and threw for 3 more, as the Bengals were never headed. Cincinnati's touchdown passes were scored by Charlie Joyner on a 65-yard play and number 36 Linville Elliott from the flat.
Threw for 3 touchdowns, including a 65-yard completion to running back Charles Alexander, number 40. Cincinnati accumulated nearly 600 yards of total offense.
Number 14 is 23-year-old Ken Anderson, the Bengals' second-year quarterback from Augustana College. Ken Anderson sprinted right and hit Speedy Thomas for the touchdown, which put Cincinnati in front again, 17-13. With shocking suddenness when Ken Anderson flipped a short pass to Essex Johnson, number 19.
Rang up 6 of these on a 67-yard touchdown to number 85, Isaac Curtis. The final was 34-33 in favor of the Bengals and seemed to indicate that with an abundance of young talent, Cincinnati is eager to play the spoiler. On the arm of quarterback Ken Anderson and receivers like rookie Dan Ross, number 89. The big star for the Bengals, however, was wide receiver Isaac Curtis, number 85, who ended a long dry spell with one of his best performances ever. 5 catches for nearly 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. But even with this prolific passing attack, the Bengals could not win.
From the 9, Anderson hit on his 4th 9-yarder of the drive. A pass Isaac Curtis took all alone for a touchdown. Cincinnati had drawn first blood. A repeat shows that Anderson never looked anywhere but in the direction of Curtis, who had gotten behind Clarence Scott. Cincinnati 7, Cleveland nothing. Last long. 2 plays later, Isaac Curtis simply outran Walt Sumner, and the Bengals had their second touchdown. Curtis, who is probably the fastest man in pro football, had gone 70 yards to stun the Browns and thrill the fans.
The Bengals compiled 494 yards in total offense, the most the Steelers squad has relinquished during Chuck Noll's 13-year tenure as head coach. A 73-yard touchdown by rookie David Verser, number 81, wrapped up a 34-7 victory that gave Cincinnati sole possession of first place in the AFC Central.
Averaging a phenomenal 27 yards per catch through the first 4 games.
Quickly puts Cincinnati back on top 10-7. It has, in fact, been the bomb to the long-striding rookie Isaac Curtis, which has carried Cincinnati through the final weeks of the season to the doorstep of the playoffs. And remembering the Otto Graham era, it is not surprising that the conservative Paul Brown has found the big play in time to spark the Cincinnati attack.
Blue to the top of the AFC Central Division. Their opponents last Sunday were the disappointing Atlanta Falcons.
Scoring 17 points in the second quarter, beginning with a 77-yard spectacular Ken Anderson to Isaac Curtis. Anderson would pass for nearly 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, the second of which went for 27 yards to a completely uncovered Essex Johnson. Anderson was also the game's leading rusher, and after a fumble recovery gave Cincinnati possession on the Colts 17, he soared for 9 more yards.
The upset. And this spectacular by Isaac Curtis appeared to be just icing on the cake, wrapping up AFC Rookie of the Year laurels for Curtis as well as AFC Central honors for the Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals were poised to win their first of the season when quarterback Ken Anderson hit tight end M.L. Harris with an 80-yard touchdown pass 18 seconds into the second half. The score put the Bengals ahead 16-13, and the winless Cats looked like they had a few lives left after all. Then the roof fell in.
The most effective passing of the game was done by Cincinnati's Ken Anderson, throwing to Essex Johnson, number 19. This 78-yard catch and carry by Johnson gave the Bengals a 7-3 first quarter advantage. In fact, the cat-footed Johnson either set up or scored all of Cincinnati's points.
Throw in pure speed, and you have a talent his quarterback describes as one whom he must get the ball to swiftly, as he does get out of range quickly.
But Rodney Tate in the ball game. Johnson the only back from the 20-yard line. Anderson back to throw. Excellent protection. Pops it up the near side. It is caught. This may go all the way. 40, 45, 50 down the near side. It is down to the 20, down to the 10, the 5. A touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals. Steve Kreider, or Isaac Curtis rather. Kreider caught the ball. Curtis caught the ball at the 40-yard line. The quarterback gambled, and he went all the way.
That's right. Gerald Small was beaten on the play, and then he tried to go for the ball instead of trying to just nail the man after he made the reception. And that was an 80-yard touchdown before he could turn around.
Featuring two of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. Number 82, Billy Brooks, caught 7 passes for 198 yards, including a 94-yard touchdown, the longest in the 8-year history of the AFC. But the Bengals' injury-racked defense could not handle Fran Tarkenton.